So we're picking back up with the net run against the Continental branch office. Now, Z and Polly are inside the building and manage to be hidden for the moment as Z is infiltrating the net architecture. In the meantime, Vox and Max have gotten into a bit of a scuffle with the local iron sites, along with the security guards from the building itself. It's gotten a bit crazy, and we'll see if they get out of it. Now, Max is a good enough driver that you can definitely get some distance and probably lose these guys, but it's going to take you further away from the branch office. Or you can stay here and try to have a shootout.
I don't want to have a shootout because I don't have a gun or armor or anything. So I'm going to try to lose them.
Okay.
And then in hopes of just ideally what I'd like to do, just to see if we can pull this off, is lose them and then ditch the car with these guys and then come back. But we'll worry about that when we get there. But for the time being, I'm going to try and lose them.
So go ahead and roll me your ridiculous drive roll.
You ridiculous driver here.
This is his bread and butter.
Ooh, I crit failed.
You still
And
had
still got a
20,
14.
I got a 14! I keep track of you! Do you want to re-roll?
Yeah, I'm going to use a dice.
God
Take a
damn
dice.
it!
I will. Yes, I will sacrifice for that.
Shit.
Crit. 37.
37.
You thought you saw him for
So-
a minute.
You
God lost track of us for a minute.
You're
He
about
was
to
like,
take a
wait a minute, I
left
was watching. Oh, there they are.
down this alleyway, and you see them as you make that motion as the car, the El Camino is starting to turn. The tires are squealing a bit on the pavement out here, and you hear the bikes rev and come right around the corner, and the lights sweep over the back of the El Camino. Gunshots ring out from the back as the security guys in the back are shooting at them, and you fake them out. You go to left, and then you just swing to the right. They're already on their way over. You hear the bike squeal as you make it down this alleyway, and as you're hightailing it, you take another turn, go down another alleyway. So by the time you see the lights, you're already making a different turn. You're probably about 2 blocks away from Continental Brands, the branch manager, the branch location here, when you lose them. But you do lose them after a couple turns. You hear the bikes in the distance revving and looking around. The guys in the back are like, "Oh fuck, man, fuck, that's some driving. Holy shit."
I'll like once we've lost them, like I'll pull over and I'll just say, hey, we're gonna have to ditch this car. It's too hot. They're gonna follow us. Can you guys make your way back?
Yeah, no, we'll head back. I mean, I think, and you'll see one of the other guards be like, we're in a really shitty neighborhood, but
It's like
yeah.
2 blocks.
Yeah, we're
like 2
in
blocks.
suits.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Run!
And you'll hear
Trade them clothes.
windows open up as people are like, what the fuck? Hey, some of those corporal assholes are down here. Hey, get the guys who are going to fuck up some corpos. And the windows start closing.
Well, now's a good time to run.
What are Max and Vox doing? Actually, hold that thought. Let's go back to Z.
Hi.
Z.
This is going so well for our boys.
Back in the net architecture of the Continental Brands branch office. You have just disabled another password. You see up ahead of you the net's floor is going to be where the turret control is that you scouted out a couple days ago.
Yep.
And beyond that,
is that the turret
personal
control here? Like
Yes.
just for this floor?
Yes. Do you see that turret moving on the screen?
Kind of vaguely. I see something. It's doing a thing. I couldn't tell you what it's doing because it's so small, but I see a thing.
I'm going to zoom in for everybody on the stream. That's a turret. That is most certainly a gun turret. Just chilling, waiting. But it is hidden beneath the floor panel, so there is that.
I feel like it's about to not be.
What do you want to do? You gonna slide over that node?
Yes. Shoop.
So Z streams along the net architecture to that net's floor, gets to the control node, sees there's just an imp manning it.
That
Yeah,
is
take it
cool as
over?
hell.
Yeah, why not?
Automated.
All right, go and roll your interface. 10. So you slide up, the imp gets pretty much batted out of the way, and you take control of the control turret. You do note that there are 2 turrets here. There's actually one down south as well. And I will put that into view.
I'd say it's probably being hidden somewhere.
Boop. Yep, it's just beneath the floor.
Oh, okay.
Looks like they'd be here to
cool.
guard the main offices.
Is there a way to disable them permanently from here?
Yeah, you could fry them from where you're at. You can write
Buzz
basically.
bitch.
Basically, you would write another virus, which is just an interface roll, and depending on how well you do, you can completely disable them. I would probably put the difficulty for that about a 15.
I'm actually going to wait on that until I get into the personnel files because I have to come back this way anyway.
Mhm.
So if it's a matter of like I can write a worm once I'm in the personnel files to do something bigger, I'll wait on the worm.
Okay.
So I'm going to go boop,
All
one
so
over.
you slide it into the personnel files for action number 2 or 3
Si,
actually,
senor.
and you can see they're all locked up currently. You will have to try to decrypt the access to them.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your interface.
Can't see it.
14.
14.
So you start traveling between all the rows of file cabinets that are locked up, stacked 5 to 10 high. You basically run an ID program to figure out what's going on here. They're all personnel files and finance files for the division.
Okay. ID also lets me know what that information's worth.
At least a couple thousand on the street.
Come to mama.
You'll download all of it.
And then I also want to see because Hall is listed under the personnel, I assume.
Yeah, both of them are. Both
Cool.
brothers. Wilson, which is the one you ran into, and then you have Lucius, who's the head of this branch.
Lucius is the head of this branch, you say?
Put death certificates in their files.
I was going to say, he's about to not be anymore.
That'll just get... Well, so here's the thing. If you want to try to fire him, you have to go to the main
Yeah.
office. You're not going to be able to do it from here.
That's fine. It has information as it counts, though, yeah?
Well, yeah, I mean, sure. But then to actually get into those distributions, you either have to go to the bank itself and hack that, or go to the main office again.
Okay. So in now times, in the now, erasing all of the personnel files for a branch would take them a while to put them back together, and it'd be a giant pain in the ass.
It'd be an inconvenience, sure.
Yeah, they just download it from headquarters again.
Right.
It's
You've just
still an
got local
inconvenience.
copies here, essentially.
All right, so I can
Okay.
just start coming back out.
All right.
Though I think I am gonna viz the 2 turrets, because that's gonna cost them money and time.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your interface. An 11 is not really going to get much in way of permanent damage. You'll be able to lock them down for like a day or two, which may can cost some money for maintenance checks and try to people to debug it, but it's not really going to cause too much lasting harm.
I wanted to be spiteful.
You'll shut them down pretty well. Now, at this point, though, I do need you to roll essentially what's going to be a stealth check or a cloak check, because at this
Okay.
point, you have now affected numerous systems around the building negatively, and I got to see if somebody realizes that's what's going on.
See ya. Or actually, Eraser would be the appropriate one, I think. I think.
+2.
It's one of the two. I have both loaded up. I just don't remember which one it is.
Okay.
Oh, I was supposed to see if I could get a whole bunch of other ones before we did this. All right, whatever.
So you
Yeah, it's Eraser is the cloak checks one.
right. Did you just roll? Was that your 13?
No, I haven't rolled.
Okay, go ahead.
I was reading the book.
Okay.
Re-rolling.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
There.
Yes, crit.
The doubling of the rolls today is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's on everybody though.
He's gonna roll one more, and he's gonna spend luck. So we'll spend 2 luck. So add 2 to whatever he gets. Not enough. All right. So the home base netrunner doesn't notice anything's been going on. You managed to get completely out of the system if you wish.
Yeah, that's gone.
All right. Are you gonna roll a cloak check to make sure nobody can track you?
That is not what that just was. So yes,
No, that was to make sure he didn't spot you. That's
I'm
different.
gonna also blow 2 luck on it.
Okay. So 16. All right. So you get a 16 on your cloak check. You're pretty effectively hidden. It's just going to be if anybody can come in after the fact to when they examine the system, notices that anybody was here. So you get out of the net, back down by Polly.
Shut down the computer. Okay, let's go.
You guys, a couple blocks away from this, hear a lot of doors open. Security guards like, oh shit. They look at your community like, listen, can we just have the keys? We need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. We'll get out. They can have the car.
All right. You'll see the guy that got shot get in the driver's seat. One guy will hop in the back, and he's like, fuck, give me your fucking gun. And the driver gives him his second gun. So now he's got 2 pistols. He double checks the ammo on both. The other guy gets the passenger seat, checks his pistol, and they look over at you guys. You want to lift back? Or are you good?
We'll be good.
All right. The alchemy will kick up after a second or two. It takes a little bit. It's like you hear that, and finally just kicks over, and they pull out. At that point in time, you'll see 3 or 4 other gang members kind of pop out of one of the small like apartment houses next to you and go, like, "Motherfuckers, you get back here! You know what? Fuck you!" And just pop, 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 starts just shooting off in the air to just run them off. Essentially,
We'll start heading back as quick as we can to the regular vehicle.
do you want to roll
Oh,
your
man.
stealth?
Yes.
I thought for sure you were going to be like, dude, they ran over an Ironside guy, ripped his arm off.
No, if we had needed a little bit more time, my plan was to tell them to go, and we would delay the gang members, and then when we got to the gang members, hype the gang members up, have Vox use his ability,
Oh my
And-
God.
hey, time to go after them, and then cause more of a ruckus at the Continental. But we don't need the time, so we just need to get there. So
So you
stealth.
just need to beat a 12. The gangers essentially. Okay. So you guys bypass a couple of patrols of iron sights looking for you guys and the security guards. You guys duck behind some alleyways, maybe get a little low to the ground behind some trash cans, and manage to slowly sneak your way back to the Continental Brands branch office. Slowly, you get back to where you parked the vehicle. You can see in the back a couple of corporate cars have showed up by the docks, and they're starting to take stock of the situation. People are like basically getting out of vehicles, wearing very nice suits. You'll see 2 guys have like flak jackets on essentially, and they're carrying like actually automated rifles or automatic rifles as they're looking around like, all right, securing the area. They're making a perimeter. You just go right past them. They're not paying you any mind because you're not trying to get back on the property.
Right.
You're going away from them. So they don't bother you guys at all.
Cool. Get back to the vehicle, change clothes, helmet on, and then once we're in and settled, I'll just casually pull away and kind of back towards where the extraction point is for Z and Polly.
Z and Polly make their way out of the building without any issue. A lot of shit's been going down. The system itself has been kind of fucked with, and
There are
pretty
people
much
stuck on the second floor.
yeah, there's people stuck on the second floor. Most of the security guards are already gone or out back, or making sure they're taking up secure stations elsewhere in other places in the building. So you guys have free reign to leave without being interrupted at all. You
Fair
all
escape.
make it back to the extraction point. You meet up with your compatriots.
Let's get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Load them up and drive off into the sunset.
You guys get in the vehicle. You notice that Vox has been shot in the back and it's bleeding.
Can't leave you alone
What?
for 5 fucking minutes.
The fuck?
Yeah, things got a little bit hot.
We got shot at by gangbangers.
No shit. And
Yeah,
you
but
without
the-
any armor.
The bag lady pulled an AK-47 though. It was the best shit
And
ever. You should have seen it.
Completely iced one of those gangbangers.
Just
It was
laid
brutal.
waste. You missed a show. We'll tell you all about it. But right now, we gotta get the fuck out of here because
Somebody should also probably check into this man's back.
Yeah, I think somebody's gonna have to dig that bullet out.
Great. What's the skill for that, Ray?
First aid. But you don't want to do it in a moving vehicle. You're
Not
gonna wait
in a
till you
moving
guys.
vehicle.
I do have first aid.
I
As
do
do I.
too,
Stuff
but
somewhere.
I don't help myself, unfortunately, when I'm shot in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little rough.
So we wanted dirt on Wilson, right?
All of them, but yeah.
That was
And the company in general, if you had it, if you
So
found
is,
any.
is Z gonna spend some time to go through the email
Oh.
files?
I'm going through everything.
Okay.
Fine-toothed comb.
Basically, here's what you kind of the Cliff Notes version of what you find through like hundreds of email exchanges and different files and things that you've snagged from the branch office. The first thing is you get an email exchange between Chet and Wilson. It's about setting up. Hey, Chet's basically inviting him out to the show. He wants him to check out this new band and see what he thinks. They're a bit hot-headed, but he thinks that they could be interesting for Continental. Wilson's like, "What are you talking about?" And Chet's just like, "Just wait and see. You just got to check these guys out." But I want you to come into it unaware because I want an honest reaction. Then you get
Honest reaction, I see, but
messages about benefits usage and Wilson's and Wilson being treated at the division medical station because he got shot that night.
Yeah.
you get stuff from Lucius authorizing certain things for paying out that account and hiding it from his supervisors, so it doesn't look like they're giving the company a black eye, like basically trying to erase all involvement of Continental at that area, in that location. So, for example, the guy that came over and gave you the physical cease and desist was on Lucius Wilson's, basically Lucius Hall's payroll to get that done and make sure that Continental is no longer being talked about. The threats you receive, those are arranged by Lucius, so that essentially Continental's not dragged into the mud. It keeps his brother out of getting more trouble, and things are on the level, essentially. And then you get, obviously, that Wilson Hall has been demoted from a assistant branch manager to a store manager in one of the combat zones and stripped of all corporate benefits for the moment. He has no expense
And
account,
housing.
no nothing. Yeah, in corporate housing.
I am
know where that
relaying all of
motherfucker
this
lives
to
now.
you guys.
Where she live now?
Good.
Probably lives with his brother.
Maybe, you have no idea.
Sounds
brother's
like
willing to
embarrassing,
A little.
embarrassing information to go make it out there in the public.
Just a bit.
Fucking embarrassing.
If only we knew someone who could. Oh, wait. We do. Can either come
Hey.
from me or we could talk to Mr. White.
I was just
Well,
saying,
after
Mr.
it
White might be
officially-
interested in that
After
was
it
thinking.
officially comes
because
out
he hates
to
them.
the public, I can write a song about it. We could just rub his name further in the mud.
I mean, to be fair, we could just add new verses to the saga of that one guy.
Nah, new songs, man.
No, it's new shit. One guy is the one guy.
We don't power bail this shit.
Who knows? But yeah,
Vox would be on a
we
street
can-
corner going, you ever hear about this guy named Wilson? Wrote a song about him. Like to hear it? Here it go.
Here you go.
Here you go.
So yeah, I think Mr. White might be interested in this.
Might be.
Well,
Give
first
him a
things
call.
first, we got to get this bullet out of your back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's step
Yeah.
one. Cut a hole in the Vox.
So you guys can get back to the hotel without issue. And who wants to make the first aid roll for Vox?
I only have first aid of 2, so I can do an aiding roll, but I
got a
wouldn't
4.
trust me to do the soul.
I've got a 5.
All right. Then that
Max it is.
Max is doing it.
I will give the assist.
All right,
I will
so
also-
add 2.
I have a 6, but it's my back.
Yeah, that's your back. So an 18. You get it out. It hurts, but there's still painkillers left over from the Arasaka clinic. So Vox can get kind of doped up a bit before you start digging around with like some fucking tweezers in his back, like jamming through the
I
muscle
will do
tissues.
so, and we'll assist those painkillers with some alcohol.
Right.
Maybe don't do that. That tends to lead to things like overdose and death.
He's
Oh,
a
that's a
rocker
good
boy.
idea. Let me have
I'm a
let me
He's
have
a
that
rocker
bottle.
boy.
Let me take a swig. Instead of taking a swig, I'm gonna pour some in the wound. Don't get shot.
He's got 3 times the tolerance at least of a normal person.
Because he's a rocker boy. That shit hurts though. When Polly's like, "Don't get shot," and pours it on your back. Even through the din of the painkillers, it stings like a son of a bitch.
Oh hell yeah!
Why we need CD? We need CD to babysit you two.
Now, luckily, you have a couple
Can
of
you
days.
imagine how bloody that would have been if CD was back there?
It also would have been done significantly quicker.
I thought
Yeah,
we
but
did,
there would have
probably
been
quieter.
people dead.
I thought we did great. I don't know what
Yeah,
you
There would have
guys
been a
are
lot of
talking
people
For
about.
not
dead.
having
We didn't
any
want people
guns?
dead.
Hold
No
up.
armor, no guns.
It went great.
It did.
Hold up.
Other than me getting
You
shot,
said
it went
there
exactly
would-
as planned.
You said there would have been people dead. What happened to the 2 gangers again? Oh, right.
Not from
Max
us.
ran them over.
Not from us. Not from us.
Granny
they
killed
were
one
shot
of them.
by a granny.
car.
To be
The
fair,
Granny.
Car.
the old lady killed
Granny.
one of them. The old lady
And
killed
the other
one
guy
of them.
might have lived. He just lost his arm.
That's true. We didn't stop to check pulses.
The chaos.
You
that
ripped off an arm and you don't have it?
Hey, chaos is what you needed. And we
Z
provided.
literally dives under the nearest table far enough away from Polly that she is not within smacking range. The second Polly goes, wait, you didn't bring the arm. Gone. Z's like, nope, fuck this.
Man,
I'm out.
fuck. I'm gonna go in the other room and climb into my pile of tech and pull a blanket over myself. I'm gonna try and get some sleep. I'm fucking depressed now.
Into
I
the
was
copper
perfectly
wire
good fucking fresh ass cyber arm, and I don't gotta play with it.
You should be
Man.
working with the Philharmonic Vampires.
Yeah, at this
Yeah.
point,
I
like,
don't have a
maybe
problem
we
with
could do some
that.
fucking wet
We're
work
not
for him.
cyber pirates. We're not fucking pirating used cyberware. Fuck that. That's gross.
No, but I could have upgraded her arm.
We could do that with money. We don't need to steal it from a fucking Jaeger.
It's not stolen. He didn't want it anymore. He let go of it.
You don't know where that arm has been.
Right?
We know where it was last.
Gross.
All praise be to Polytechnics upon the copper throne.
So,
Yeah, fuck you too. I'm gonna snuggle in a little bit more.
so at least you guys got some time for Vox to heal up before you have the giveaway. So you guys, as long as he doesn't have any activity really and relaxes for a couple days, he should be okay.
I'll chill.
So let me get this straight. Every time we do something, we have downtime waiting for Vox to heal.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
This is 3.
All right.
Third time. Twice
During
without
this
CD being
time-
around.
During the downtime, though, we will, if that's what they want to do, I'll try and contact Mr. White on that number
Sure.
and ask him if he wants dirt on fucking Continental and on that branch's
Inner workings.
old manager and now that the store manager.
So you give him a call. It'll pick up pretty much immediately. And you'll see that familiar at this point, that grayed out avatar. And he'll just be like, Vox to tone. What can I do for you?
Listen, we stumbled across some information that, knowing your distaste for Continental, you may be interested in.
What kind of stuff did you get?
We have information and dirt on the old local branch managers
And the current one.
and the current one being demoted, as well as being someplace they weren't actually at, but it's proof that they were there.
Sounds like it could be interesting.
Things that all this stuff could definitely rub their names in the mud a bit.
Which I would like. Then you made the right choice in calling me. How much do you want for it?
Well, I as Jeff don't know that, so I would defer. Vox would defer to Z with this guy on mute, and then I would work it from there.
I'd give him what the asking price my ID popped up with for everything, including the personnel files and
Probably.
bank account information.
Well, if you do the whole shebang, probably $5,000.
All right. For the info we got, we could probably. It's probably worth about a solid $6,000.
Done.
Very
Could
good.
have gone 10,
Should
Dickhead.
ask for
I'd
10.
say Z-
Could've. I'm not trying to
Could've.
fleece the guy. I'm just trying to get a little extra for us that isn't gotten from fucking corporation money that makes us look like sellouts.
We need to get more pain pills for you.
I'll give you a storage garden address. Meet me there.
All right.
Do you want him to do it or should I?
It's a web address. So gardens are kind of like your websites, essentially. So
The answer is me then.
Yeah, he's given Vox a web address to go meet him at.
Fucking bulletin boards.
Okay, well, Vox is not going to be meeting him. It'll be me.
You can do it strictly with just a
Quick
low
net
tech
access.
interface. Yeah, just a normal
Yeah.
access. You're not actually going to be projecting really. But when you go to the website and you're ready to start uploading the files, you double check everything. You make sure it's on the up and up. There aren't anything trying to trace you, etc. As you're looking through the site and making sure there's nothing and checking through the code gets all fuzzy, and you'll see the outline avatar of Mr. White. And you'll see a button that says upload.
Click.
All right, you send all the files through?
Yeah.
They'll all transfer incredibly quickly. You will also notice there's nothing being downloaded to you as it's uploading. So there's not like he doesn't try to Trojan you or worm you or anything like that. He just basically takes the files. Once the files are completely uploaded, you see a little flashing icon across the screen that says thank you, and the avatar vanishes. At that exact moment, Vox will get a ding on his agent that $6,000 has been transferred to him. Now, what's interesting for Z is once that upload's done, you hear Vox's phone kind of ding off, and that avatar fades. The garden that you're on starts to erase itself.
Gone.
I will transfer 833 credits to everybody's, including Nate's, or including
CD.
CD drivers, money. That's our money split always.
833, you say, huh?
833. $6,000 split 5 ways is 1,200.
Yeah, it's 1,200.
That's simple math.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it backwards. My bad.
So 1,200.
Okay.
Yes, 1,200 apiece.
All right. So the exchange with Mr. White goes off without a hitch. Vox gets to lay up and kind of heal up a bit from getting shot in the back. Keep on getting shot. You're a bullet magnet, is what it is.
Bullet
I am.
sponge. New name. Bullet
Now,
sponge.
see, when I was like, oh, you get 16, I'm like, yeah, but his armor's a 12 now because Poly upgraded. And you're like, I'm not wearing any armor. I'm like, oh, no. That's rough.
Sure wasn't.
So,
Hey, at least I don't have
I
to
also
fix any
didn't really
ablative
expect
armor.
to get shot at.
well, you guys are. Hey, all I can say is the scene got changed. Is beyond my control. I was a slave to what the
That's
will of the
true.
audience was. So,
Oh, yeah.
You're a slave to the will of Nika.
But you
Um,
know what? Those changes they did, holy crap! Because it was a scene, and then it was a scene.
Yeah, that was well timed. All that stuff was
was
very
like-
well timed.
It
Well,
turned it into epic.
You
That
know,
was
Chris
awesome.
came in and was like, hey, let's complication for the security guys. I'm like, all right, well, they're in gangland territory, so that's the first thing on my mind. And then Nico's like, Bagley. I'm like, actually, there is one around here.
That is
And,
the thing.
and
right,
I did
right.
mention that she probably has a gun in her shopping cart. So that was like fucking natural. But now I think
And
the granny's
CD
going to survive and be more pissed
CD
off.
is gonna be mad that he missed all the fun.
Oh,
Like
there'll be
Tackleberry
plenty more fun
missing
to be
gunplay.
had. Plenty more
So,
to be had.
how long before those emails make it public, Ray?
So if you guys are waiting a couple days and just kind of keeping it low, it takes probably 2 days. And first thing, like if Z's checking out BBSs and just kind of keeping an ear out on the net,
News feeds.
you start hearing whispers that Continental is having some internal strife. There is an email that was found that Z actually missed, but that gets put out there from this branch. It was an internal statement to all employees. You just overlooked it because it's just an internal notification, nothing big.
Right. It was a memo.
Right. It's an internal
editing.
memo from Continental Brands HR, this branch, that says while they respect the skill of musicians, they do not condone the brand slogans for shirts message against Continental's vital mission to bring food to the hungry. As a result, any employees discovered to be streaming or other ways supporting slogans for shirts on company time or equipment will face disciplinary action.
Makes sense. Not
Yeah.
even gonna lie.
Interesting.
Right?
That gets out. The stuff about the Hall brothers gets out. You get notification that Wilson Hall is completely terminated from Continental Brands after this
Yes.
after this scandal hits the news.
Good. What about his brother?
His brother Lucius is still in charge of that branch.
Damn.
Nothing publicly occurs with him. It looks like the way the spin doctors go to work on this entire leakage is that this was all Wilson
Wilson's
Hall's
fault.
doing.
Yeah.
And Lucius was simply a dutiful company agent, making sure that the impact was minimal.
I'm sure Mr. White will have something to say about that.
Well, even if he doesn't, this still impacts Continental
It definitely
Amazingly.
impacts the face.
for us.
It most certainly impacts that particular branch. And as the days roll on, Continental starts pulling out support for that branch a little bit at a time. And what you start noticing is that Biotechnica's All Foods starts popping up in those locations. They're pushing back against Continental.
Nice.
Start a brand war. We are so fucked after that, by the way. I want you
Yeah.
all to know that. We're boned.
If they ever find out it's us.
If they ever find out it's us.
All right. That's what happened over the course of the next several days or a week or so that Vox is healing up. Now, Jeff, you have 16 damage. You only get your body back per day. How many days does it take you to fully heal up?
To fully heal up, I believe it's going to take
4 days.
It's 5 out of 16. It's going to take 4 days, but the last day is only 1 damage.
Okay. So yeah, you'll have roughly about a week of downtime, between now and when the goods are just about ready to arrive. CD gets back after several days of being gone, basically double checking everything on the mission, making sure everything was on the level and legit, being handled properly. Doesn't seem to have any complaints about anything that he was seeing, so that's good. You guys got your money, your payout from Mr. White. You guys got some vengeance against Wilson Hall, who has been terminated from his position entirely at this point.
Quite a bit of vengeance. We literally just cost this dude his entire livelihood.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
he
he
did.
tried to cost us our lives. So, fuck him.
Yes. And luckily,
Although he has nothing to lose now. So if he decides to go all in on us, whether he knows it was us or not, he's going to basically go for broke. And
He doesn't have an expense account anymore, Jeff.
Yeah.
he doesn't need one. He has a gun and anger. Like, what do you really need for vengeance?
How did
right?
that really turn
just
out
saying.
in Trading Places?
I mean,
We'll
that's
see what
not
happens,
to say
gun.
guys. I'm just
try.
saying. All I'm saying is this is story waiting to be plucked by Ray. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I know. I know.
You think
I
he
know.
hasn't already thought of that? Come on. He's going to be like our mortal enemy for the rest of all forever. He's going to be our Shang Tsung.
have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Multiple times.
So
More times than I care to count.
now, that all being said, I think we can go ahead and consider that a wrap for the evening. We've got a good stopping point. You guys have got your net run against Continental finally done, and it wasn't as bad as you thought it would be. It only took 10 dice, all in all.
Right.
And that's a wrap for this session. The Continental net run was a success for the most part. I think they got some dirt in the halls out into the world with the help of Mr. White to kind of spread those rumors, cost Wilson Hall his job, and now they're just waiting for CD Driver to get back so they can start distributing the goods that they acquired the money for with their Ground Zero show. So next episode, we're going to get into their distribution of all the stuff for the neighborhood that they picked up through Rogue, and we'll see where that goes. I'm sure it's going to be interesting. See everybody then.